one. Who wants to do the intro?
Well,
Go for it, why not? I don't care.
Space.
Yeah.
It's all yours.
Fuck!
Like, we were all just like, I don't know who's gonna do the intro. Space.
I'm gonna do the intro. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to iCarly. Welcome back to Nerdy Talk.
Golly.
We don't have pedophiles here.
Episode.
I'm here with my two co-hosts, Darth, Barry, or Jack.
Go ahead, like you want. I don't care.
We brought him back from the dead after the last episode. He was
dead. Don't question why I died, okay? No one needs to know.
He died of death.
I died from death. Don't worry about it.
You died from death.
Who the fuck am I going to play? That's actually a great question. I'm not good. No, I played Brazil, actually. Brazil is actually a lot of fun.
Space, what the fuck is this episode about?
We're going to talk about what is better, video game?
Video games or board games? Huh?
Single player or multiplayer? What do you guys think?
Single player, multiplayer, what, Space? Single player, multiplayer, what, Space?
Single player versus fucking multiplayer, you fucking
in video games. Yeah, no. Now, you know what? I played Brazil last time. Brazil was great. I'm gonna play Argentina. I've never played Argentina, but see how good they are. They might be shit though.
Fuck Argentina.
Okay, I'm not gonna put my dick within a country. Okay, that's a bit odd. I'm not gonna fuck the land. Come on, man.
Nah, you leave your dick at home.
Exactly.
Y'all don't put a hole in the dirt and just going at it.
But no, you can argue both. It's really easy to argue that, single player is great because you get to have a real surreal experience on your own, that you could interact with the way you kind of want to, especially with more games that are far more linear. And also, you don't need to worry about too much competitiveness with like other players. So you can kind of play your own pace, unless obviously you're playing games that require more attention to detail. I forget what game, but it's like something Paracynical did it on. And like, hang on, I'm gonna get the game really quick. Hang on.
We do not support inflation furry porn.
Cruelty Squad.
Space, you're one to talk.
Yeah, I don't want to hear it from you, buddy. I don't want to hear it from you. Anyway, let it change. Okay.
It was one time, okay?
It was one time, okay?
It's more than one time if you have to say it was one time.
It was one time, so you don't embarrass yourself on podcast.
I think single player games offer more.
Bowser, Mario, Super Mario Odyssey, Bowser, furry, inflation porn. Okay, leave me alone. It was one time.
Geez, I don't have a lot of units. That's kind of pony.
Oh man. I gotta go with single player games more often than multiplayer. I think a multiplayer should be a side mode to a single player game, if anything.
I mean, like, a lot of them are, because the game I'm playing, right, Hearts of Iron 4, as I'm assuming, everyone can see, is the game has a single player option where you play against AI, like, just bots, or you could play multiplayer with tons of other players. It's really up to you how you want to play the game. You can either play with players, which is really fun, or you can play your own, and, if anything fucks up, you could just kind of do what the fuck you want to do.
Yeah, because what I'm thinking is more like a campaign versus multiplayer games,
Yeah.
Campaign versus multiplayer games. That is a good point.
Yeah,
multiplayer is a completely different mode, different gameplay mechanics to a degree. And then it goes into like Call of Duty Zombies is a really good example of how you can do it multiplayer and single player. It just depends on like the overall, or it impacts the experience a little bit more, I think.
Speaking of Call of Duty, let's talk about the campaign of Call of Duty a bit. What do you think about that? Let's go with all of them. Let's just say all of them.
Okay.
All of them.
Okay, so let's start with the Modern Warfare franchise with the terrorist attacks.
Ooh, anti-contraction.
Those are something. I can't lie to you. Compared to the multiplayer, I think the campaign was more fun.
Yeah.
But when it comes to MW2, I generally cried in the campaign.
Oh, this is a shit tree.
I gotta agree. Like the campaign just it's pretty much like story versus multi in a way for this kind of conversation, I guess. Like story-driven games versus multiplayer. But then you also get like Left 4 Dead 2 in one.
Yeah, it's like one in one place together. Which Left 4 Dead 1 and 2 are very good games. They're very
Yeah. And you could play single player with bots, or you could play with people, aka friends or randos. Really up to you what your
if you
preference.
have friends.
Alright, listen, I understand you're sad and all alone, but you don't need to drag us into that cesspit. Come on now.
I'm sorry, man. I'm even sorry, guys. I'm just an AI created by corporate just to make sure. Yeah,
I thought you were going to say it was made by bloody Darth. He's
No.
the kind of edgy.
I was about to say that we're just figments of Space's imagination.
Because he's
this is unreal. You
he's
fuckers.
good though. He forgot his medication, guys. This is not real. Clearly.
Well, motherfuckers, I'm AI. I don't exist.
For real?
I am AI.
I
am a robot. I'm here to take American jobs. Beep boop. Alright, I'm not making
These goddamn foreigners coming in with their motherfucking AI!
These goddamn clangy robot things, whatever they want to call them. Back in my day, we didn't have such things as robots. We all had fleshy skin, and they worked for us.
We're gonna get canceled once the word clinker gets sold as
Listen here, you filthy clanker. First it was the Irish, now it's you clankers.
Why do I feel like clinkers have become like a slur towards like Asian descent people? I don't know why.
What?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Isn't that a Star Wars made up slur for the robot?
Yeah.
He's a Jedi. Wow. Oh wow, a heritage.
But-
oh shit.
Like,
Okay.
multiplayer has so much to offer in terms of a story-based game. You know?
Yeah.
But, like, have you guys played Way Out?
Ooh, I have not.
That
Yeah,
game is all about multiplayer and going through a campaign together. Same with It Takes Two. Because you need another person there in the game with you to even beat it. You can't do it solo.
The thing is, with It Takes Two, you need a girlfriend, alright? And none of us, besides Barry here, has
So
that.
I'm just him. I don't know what else to tell you.
I mean, you don't need a girlfriend. Sometimes you can use people like Space.
Nah, see, it's dirty up there. I don't want to deal with it.
Yeah, but you make Space be the woman.
He just turns trans.
Space is
Nope.
Space.
He's really forward moving.
Alright, not about him.
I'll stop bullying you, Space.
We love it though.
Please,
Just wait till the shipping episode.
the shipping. We gotta wait till the shipping episode. I gotta come out as ace. I'm asexual, boys.
Asexual.
You got.
I'm scared of sexual attraction.
Is an asexual furry.
But once the podcast is on, I'm asexual.
For real. Okay, you know, I'm probably doing something wrong, but, like, you know, whatever. I think we'll be fine with Argentina. I feel like I'm doing the best I can do for now.
Alright, here we go. We're gonna go back to the topic of video games now.
We went so far off, but, like, yeah.
So then, Space, go on.
He's great.
So, speaking of big single player games, I think for a good example of multiplayer games that do have an amazing story, but also like very good multiplayer, is Titanfall 2, in my opinion. That campaign was so good, but the multiplayer was also pretty good. It was a pretty fun experience to play with.
I'm a hard disagree with you on that one.
Ooh, okay. That's fine.
Ooh, we got conflict. I like this.
Okay, Titanfall 2 just felt like what Titanfall 1 was supposed to be, but Titanfall 1 was a beta of Titanfall 2. It didn't really look all that great apart from over-the-top, over-designed mechanical shit. And even then, it was just kind of like, here's a story about people that like good and bad people, but no one's actually good, no one's actually bad. And here's a weird conflict that you're kind of put in the middle of, and no real stakes. Like it felt like a half-hearted attempt at doing what ODST did, mixed with like Space Marines.
Okay, I can understand that criticism.
I understand that criticism. Meanwhile, he's trying to hold back his hatred.
No, I'm saving that for some other games.
Ooh.
Paraguay.
We're gonna find out later. Sorry.
Communism versus capital fascism. Who's gonna win?
Oh, communism.
Okay.
Communism.
What about Red Dead Story and Red Dead Online? What's your guys' opinion on that? Since that's kind of
I prefer the story. I prefer like base game. Personally.
Now, here's one. Do you prefer, for story games, what do you go for more? Like hard-hitting ones where it makes you question your entire existence, or goofy, funny ones like, oh hey, I just got the lottery! Fuck yeah!
You sound so autistic when you do that. But,
Well,
to be fair,
welcome to the server.
I feel like I could say that. But overall, I feel like for me, with stories, I like all. You know what I mean? Like, I like the idea of having a silly little story that like gives you a good old laughter, makes you want to play a bit more and engage because you want to see, oh, what does that funny man do in 2.5 seconds? But also, you have the really hard-hitting ones that just make you feel something you probably wouldn't have felt if you played just like a normal game that doesn't have that kind of deep-depth story, like in-depth story. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I know.
What about you,
For me.
Spice?
For me, I have to go with. I like my story. Serious. I love serious games. You all know my favorite games are Saints Row 2, and right now I mentioned it in the podcast many times before. Cyberpunk is such a well-written story video game that literally made me question my life.
That's a very fair point. I like generous welfare. We like giving our people healthcare and welfare. Very, very generous of it.
Must be nice.
It's very nice.
For me, I think story games, I lean towards non-serious ones the most.
Yeah.
But I do love me some like Detroit Become Human
Oh,
and blank on some of the names. Like if it
Blank on some of their names is a very good game in my opinion.
well like Halo 4, I hate the game, but it has such a interesting question on like is Master Chief the machine or the human? And is Cortana a machine, or is she more human than Chief? And it's like, when it can pose a question and still be a very fun campaign, I think those are what I go for most. Like, Soccer Unleashed is one of my favorite games of all time, and the story's fun, but in the end, I prefer more of the gameplay over a story any day.
I thought you were going to say, can Master Chief squirt?
That's a very good question. Does he have a hole? Or
You do not want me to go into how his suit works right now. Trust me.
Yeah, you're right.
Let's find out
I feel like everyone in the podcast would rather not know.
Yeah, you don't.
Alright. Now, this is a question for y'all.
Go on.
What do you all like in a multiplayer?
Interactability. I really love the thought of being able to control the majority of each aspect within a multiplayer game and feel like you are a contributing factor. At least, or make it to where the weapons you use or the way you try the game actually feels good to use. For example, Team Fortress 2, with the weapons, like for example, the scatter gun or shotgun, when you shoot someone, you feel that punch. You feel that power and energy when you shoot someone. And they make you think, oh, hell yeah, that was great. And then you want to keep doing it. And that like little endorphin in your brain says, hey, that little ping sound, that's good. You keep shooting. And just doing that with other players as well just makes it funner. I don't know.
Understandable.
You
guys?
For me, in multiplayer games, I like feeling an impact. Similar, like if I'm playing say for episode of the Halo ones, I want it to feel grounded in the universe proper, and not just be like, all right, you're just fighting people, have fun, or like work towards a goal or some shit. Because I hate modern Call of Duty multiplayers where it's a fucking arcade and it's like, and you're dead and you're back in, you're dead, you're back in, you're dead, you're back in, or like, and it's not really impactful. I mean, there's no consequence in there. Like, you don't even wait. You don't have a respawn time. Where like Overwatch, you have a 7-second to 12-second respawn time. And that can make or break your entire game because those 7 seconds could cost you the whole game. So it kind of depends on what game I'm playing, or if it feels gameplay wise correct for the rest of the game, not like a drastic tonal shift. Because I mean, I want consequences to my actions in any game. I fuck up and my team now is suffering because of it. Awesome. But then I play like Rainbow Six Siege and I can't deal with that game because it's like, you're dead for the rest of the round. It's like, oh. Okay.
That's really good choices. I will also say, real quick, for like single player games, I adore the idea of having your choices have consequences, or they matter enough to where characters live or die. Yes. I love that idea. And you might say, "Oh, they're The Walking Dead." By the way, I saw your stream. You put that shit on like D or E or something. I'm half pissed off, and also I agree. But to be fair, you might say, "Oh, what about The Walking Dead?" But like with that, your choice doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Well, for the most part, but also at the same time, it's not directly your choice. It's also like, you know, certain actions you do, it's a little butterfly effect, blah 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 blah. But like that also, to me, it's just, it feels like just nothing really matters if you're just kind of doing that. And also, I will say really quickly, just there needs to be more games to where your choices for how you let characters survive or die because of what you choose to do. I don't know. It would just be so much cooler to think, oh, well, Jonathan, due to you being Marcus, were able to shoot that guy behind him. He lives, but because you didn't, oh no, he dies. Boo-hoo. You know, something like that.
Something like the Quarry? Or like what's it called? That one game. Fuck, I thought it was like one game.
The one game. Honestly, the one game is a very interactive experience the way you let your
I forget what it's called. It's a PS4 exclusive game. And basically it's like we were talking about how your consequences and choices you made in the game do matter, like how some of the characters do actually die because of your choices, or you could save them because of your what you picked or what you did. I forgot what it's called, but there's another one also called Unhuman. I think so.
Detroit Become Human. But like the thing is, so
no,
like a lot of it. Oh, it's horror. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a horror game. Yeah, Detroit Become Human. No, I was talking about some. It's about a cabin. It's a cabin game. I forgot what it's called, but it's a.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. No,
yeah, it's the name.
I'll pretend you do. We'll pretend you do. Pretend I do, rather.
Like, yeah, I'll say this in my defense for the Walking Dead thing. The story had no real impact carrying over into future seasons or episodes, so your choices didn't matter. And I'd rather at that point just watch a movie because there was no actual gameplay where I could have genuinely fucked up and had it matter for the rest of that playthrough.
And I mean, like, I don't know. I feel like season 1, like, if it was its own thing, then like fantastic. But I don't know.
Well, imagine if you got Ellie killed in the first episode and then you don't have a plot for the rest of the series.
Yeah.
That's the issue with the Telltale games, anyway.
Oh yes, definitely. Especially like
Lego.
Yeah, or like for example, like if you choose to save Doug or Carly, Lily will shoot Doug by accident or Carly on purpose. Yeah. Because of Ben. By the way, it's all Ben's fault. No one likes Ben. Ben's a piece of shit. But just it fails to reach a narrative. And I don't know.
That's why I went to D. I could not put it any higher, purely because of just how the story had no actual impact or drive.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Hitler just died in a plane crash.
Oh,
Yeah,
by
that
the way,
was
the game was until dawn.
Now we've got Himmler in power, and Japan's in a civil war.
So
Satan Japan is the emperor.
here's a question: what do you prefer more in, like, we have games like Portal, where those do have a co-op option. Do you think that's a
Portal 2.
better way to do multiplayer versus like where you're working towards a goal and you have to have constant communicate, or do you prefer games where you don't have to talk to your other people?
Oh, all right, I'll answer this. As a person that is had very bad talking skills, I have to go with the just both of us not do anything, not talk to anything, but play around like Castle Crushers. Did I say it right? Castle Crushers? Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
Castle
Okay,
Crushers,
so
yeah.
yeah, Castle Crushers and Mario. Basically, you have to both have the same objective. Just do not die, and that's what I like about where I could play with an older sibling or maybe with my younger siblings or my little nephews and nieces. I could just put Castle
Of
Crushers
course, you have all of
or
those.
I could put Smash Bros. And we could just play around and just have the same objective. But when it comes to like Lego games or Portal, like you said, or puzzle games like It Takes Two and all that, I would be very, very pissed off if they don't listen to me because they want to do their own thing.
Mm,
Mate, what the
that's
fuck are
very
you
fair.
eating?
What do you mean?
It sounds like you're eating something.
Oh, I'm drinking tea.
Oh, it sounded like you were eating something, so I was like, what is that?
He's eating
He's eating the tea bag.
he's eating tea bag. Yeah, that's a
Oh,
little snack.
it's very I need my sustenance. Okay. Will of the People. That's cringe. What the fuck? Why would I ever do that? That's mid. I'm gonna go the fun option. Argentina's Destiny. That one's funner. That's the fun option.
Multiplayer games have evolved so much, and especially in recent times, because now you get fighting games that are almost all online, and like single player is now the secondary mode,
which like sucks because they don't want to put effort to make an actual story.
Yeah, and then you get stuff like there's this game I saw. It's like playing cards, or it's a gambling game with friends with furries. Space, you'd love it.
Oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, and so I think multiplayer games like that, like party games, are one of the few sections of multiplayer that just can beat single player versions of.
Yeah, you're right.
But then single player, like a multiplayer story versus a single player story, in no contest, single player is gonna win all day. But where multiplayer's worked in, I really think they got kind of this. Like Elden Ring is very interesting because it's like the multiplayer aspect is the souls of fallen whatevers that you have to then encounter, I think, if I'm remembering it right. And so it adds to the lore of the world.
Okay, Brazil's got a monarchy.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
No,
I like party games. Party games.
Party games are always great. Okay.
Mario Party, such a fun game. Such a fun game. But you need friends, and
well,
I'm not real. I'm not real, so I don't have friends.
So
exactly.
Okay, if you could pick like your top favorite multiplayer game and your top single player game, what would they be?
Fuck, that's a good one. That's a good one.
My top multiplayer would probably be Team Fortress 2.
I had a feeling. I always see you playing it.
Oh, of course, it's great. But also, to be fair, there's obviously other really fantastic options you could definitely choose from.
Yeah.
Hell, the reason why it's in my top 10 favorites.
What about you, Space, for multiplayer?
Furry Simulator. No, I'm joking.
I expect that. I honestly expect that.
That was so quick.
Furry Simulator, let's go!
No, the time we said Team Fortress 2, I immediately thought of Furry Simulator.
You just thought of Parasentical. Oh, bucks! He just closes his stream.
It was my dream. It was meant to be. Honestly, if I had to go with multiplayer, I would have to go with Left 4 Dead 2. That's one of my favorite
Oh
multiplayer games of
yeah,
all time.
that's a
Such
very
such
good.
fun.
Yeah,
Good.
I can agree with that. But
Okay.
TF2 obviously is TF2.
And now, what about single player games?
Fuck, there's so many. I have like a top 5 already in my mind.
I'm thinking Cry of Fear. Cry of Fear is like kind of choking me right now, but there's obviously other games out there with fantastic single player. Like I adore Black Mesa and Half-Life 2, but I don't think I'd put them there.
Okay.
Maybe Subnautica. It's either between Subnautica or Cry of Fear.
So then, what attracts you to your favorite single player games then the most?
Story definitely attracts me the most when it comes to my favorite single player games, especially with Cry of Fear and how it unravels a story that you can understand. Same with Total Chaos. Total Chaos has great storytelling, and that's why I like to compare the two often.
This episode of the podcast is brought to you by Video Game Showdown Throwdown, where every new episode we have 2 new hosts and 2 new fighters, ranging from 1 to 5 minutes, concluding in a 13-episode season, and hopefully we get to season 2. Thank you for watching, and we hope you enjoy. Okay. And what about multiplayer?
Well, I've already kind of said it,
Well, yeah.
but just like the feeling that you have kind of control, and also the ability to kind of punish players, I will say, if they start to act really ridiculous and they think they're like so high MIE, and then you're just kind of like, hi, you're dead. It's great. It's wonderful.
What
And I
about you,
guess,
Space?
yeah.
For what?
Multiplayer.
Multiplayer. Ooh. I have no idea. I don't play a lot of multiplayer games, sorry. But if I were to play,
Or Left 4 Dead, for example.
Well, like, what attracts you to Left 4 Dead?
what attracts me to Left 4 Dead? I would have to say the gameplay narrative that basically that you can play with your friends or by yourself. And what I really like about it is that like you can have a good time while also playing the story. The story is basically you just literally trying to escape.
Just that, but like, yeah, I get your point.
Well, it just in a sense is like, oh, you're just trying to escape out of it. But there's a story that you have to learn, and there's Left 4 Dead 2 is one of my favorites because you gave both Left 4 Dead 1 maps and
2.
DLC.
Now, I actually wanted to ask you, what campaign do you prefer, 1 or 2, and why?
1 or 2? Ooh.
1 or 2,
For
yeah.
me,
I'm
gonna have to go with,
Which one are you going with?
I'm going with 2. I really like the characters. I like Coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, Coach is a really fun character.
Oh yeah. Coach is great.
I genuinely don't know
One
that they
million
had
cheeseburger
campaigns.
apocalypse.
You didn't know they had campaigns, Narf?
No.
I mean, I also, to be fair, like the only reason, like not the only reason, but like one of the reasons I really do like 2, like the second cast, is just how I don't know, like it's less serious in 2 compared to 1. You know what I mean? And I adore Nick and how much of an asshole he is, but like he learns compassion and to trust his teammates, as you can hear through his dialogues.
No.
Yeah.
I just thought that they were fun, stupid zombie games to play with friends and go on and have mods on.
Of course.
Which is kind of the whole reason I bought it while all wasted at like 2 a.m.
White boy wasted.
White boy wasted. But no, it's a really good game. Like you can have fun with mods or without mods. And you can also play custom maps. You can also have custom weapons, custom character skins. But the thing is, like, the story is pretty good, which is shocking. And that's what makes, Left 4 Dead 2 special. You can play by yourself or with friends. You can do this, and basically, it's just entirely just the story, or you can do like different game modes. There's Infected, which is so fun to play with online, and then there's the versus mode, of course, and then there's the collective mode. I forgot it's called.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So there's so many good modes you can just fuck around with. multiplayer.
I fuck around. I fuck
But then there's
around.
also player. Good game. It's a good game.
Ah, lovely.
Now, what do you think is more engaging overall, multiplayer, single player? Like, what hooks you in for a longer playtime?
Gameplay.
Ooh,
Certainly
gameplay.
gameplay. Like, if the gameplay's shit, I'm not going to like it. You know,
Yeah.
for example, like I will say also really quick, for modern video games, especially AAA ones, they focus more on graphics rather than gameplay. I
It's
might as
so
well
annoying.
fucking sit down and watch a movie. Didn't waste 60 quid or 70 quid for graphics.
Half of the fucking games also look the exact same that they did back in 2014.
Yeah.
Like,
We're probably getting the Watchdog. The Watchdog E3
Pushing that to this.
clip.
I thought you were getting on me for the tier list where I put Watch Dogs.
God no. No, I'm talking about the teaser that they did for the gameplay, where it looks so much better beautifully than it did in fucking the game when it came out. And that's what I'm trying to say. Like literally those that what that game looks like in 20 what is it, 2014, 2013
Yeah.
compared to now, you can't even tell the difference between each other. And for me, in my opinion, for gameplay wise, I want something that could get me hooked on like story and quests that genuinely matter into the game. Like
She's brutal.
I'm gonna glaze on Cyberpunk. I'm sorry, but the gameplay wise, it's good. It's good gameplay wise,
That was not.
but the story is so good in the quest lines. Is that if you do every single quest line of every character, you get to learn about the characters, and you can also build your relationship with those characters that generally matter at the end of the story. That's what makes the game really good.
Yeah.
Like you can romance Anam if you're male V, and then you can romance with Carrie if you're male V, Judy female V, or fucking the other guy, the cop guy. At first, he's so fucking forgettable because literally he's a weird fuck. Fuck that guy. But yeah,
Fuck that guy, bro.
Man, fuck
and I
that
also like
guy.
how the cybernetics generally give you like an advantage at times. Like there's the cybernetic where you can pause time. There's the leg cybernetics where you can double jump. There's the
What's that
headshot
now?
one. So much you could do for your character. So much you can possibly. So many choices you can do that affects the story. Like the secret ending. Like if you fuck up with certain main quests with Johnny's line. I think it was Rogue side quest. I don't forgot. But if you fuck it up, you will basically not be able to access the last mission, the secret message. Don't fear the Reaper, or
Yeah, the Reaper.
certain cybernetics where after you and Judy go to one of these docks, and if you punch the dock that sold Evelyn Parker, um, you will miss out on some great cybernetics because your consequences do actually have actions, and like against
Your
certain.
consequences have actions.
Ah, yes, of course. Your actions have actions. They really do.
I mean, your actions have consequences. I'm sorry. I'm
There
sorry.
you go.
Your English.
It's okay. Your special needs. It's fine, man.
I especially needs I'm autistic, but
Exactly.
Welcome to the server.
That's your best attribute.
that's my person too. Exactly, but like certain side quests, and then certain like again, if you don't do something to character, you will miss out on certain content or not unlock certain vehicles. It's really good. It's a really good fucking concept in a game that I wish more video games kind of did.
Fair.
Just, I don't know, maybe don't take over a decade to make a game and release it super buggy. I'm just saying.
Don't
I'm
release the
just
game and take a decade to fix it.
Usually.
usually
Like,
GTA
games come
6
out
would be good.
so buggy, man.
Yeah, it was horrible. It was an embarrassment.
And then you get games like Star Wars Outlaws or the newest Assassin's Creed, and they're not even fucking actually developed games, and you gotta pay $130 just to get all of the game, and even then it's just bloat for the sake of bloat. It's wide open things that feel like a fucking pre-build that was a test demo back in the early 2000s, but instead it's not even that, and so it's more like an actual genuine desert wasteland where no one even exists. Half the characters look generic as fuck. Like, how do you make more generic looking characters than generic looking characters have ever looked more generic in their entire life? I don't know if that's fully tangible what I fucking said, but I don't care because it just doesn't work. Like, you are in
I feel like I need
Star
to clean
Wars.
your teeth.
How do you fuck up Star Wars characters so bad where you make them all look the exact same and I can't even tell what's part of the if like from a distance I can't tell if they're real characters or part of the fucking world. Like if they're like they blend in so much to their surroundings. I'm pretty sure someone could genuinely be chameleons. And then the dialogue's so goddamn bland. I mean, I don't get it. And then you have it so it's buggier than a fucking infested tree, more holes in it, the collision, than Swiss fucking cheese, and most importantly, you can't even get half the content on launch. You gotta wait like 6 months for them to patch it in, and then games have
your
it like
autism showing.
no, my agitation with this bullshit is showing because then you get like
Autism showing far more.
like the worst part is games will have DLC on launch or a few weeks later that was found in the base game, and that's what pissed me off the most. Like I can't remember a game that happened. Oh, Sonic Frontier or Sonic Forces. You had to pay $1 for Supersonic, and he was in the base fucking game, but you had to go to the store to download him. And you had a week to get him for free.
I hate when companies do that, where they locked basic content just behind fucking paywalls.
It's bullshit.
And
It's
then
just fucking.
now you get like season passes, like fucking Fortnite.
God.
Okay, I exactly about this. I spent. I've been buying the same battle pass with the same battle pass money I had since season 6.
Space, no.
I'm sorry, it was $10 years ago, like years ago.
Yeah, no, you committed a cut, Nelson. Sorry, buddy.
Now I still have the same V-Bucks I had 6 years ago.
Good for him.
I never spent it. I'm too scared to.
I don't want to do it. Fortnite's scaring me.
Fortnite touched me. Did y'all hear they fucking added J's into the game?
Jays.
You could add.
Hey, that sucker got Frank Jays.
You could add Jordans to your skin in Fortnite now.
Christ almighty. Guys, check out my new Yeezys in Fortnite.
You're such a loser.
You could have Goku with the black Air Forces if you want.
It's me, Goku!
Christ. I can't with it anymore, dude. Some of the dumbest shit ever conceived.
Okay, we've done nationalism.
But, like...
Spanish involvement.
As we're in the topic of multiplayer, let's talk about online services and why they fucking suck. I hate free-to-play online service games.
Like battle passes and shit.
Okay,
yes.
I'll involve myself in the Civil War. Make this a bit more fun.
Alright. You guys go.
I'll go first.
Yeah, please do.
Or you guys want better things about it. I fucking hate when live service games are free and you have to fucking pay for anything that doesn't make sense. Why the fuck am I spending $10 for a character that I can just unlock for free? What the fuck, Engine Impact? I don't even play your game, but why the fuck is he gambling half of the time? Why do you want me to spend $35 million just for a character with big boobs? What the fuck?
Makes sense.
Apex Legends.
Oh, Hindenburg incident. That's classical.
Fucking Apex Legends. I can't believe you're selling skins that are literally just reskins for double the fucking price for no reason. And literally gun skins that are fucking pay to win. But that's it. Your gameplay still fucking sucks. Literally, your servers are fucking ass. Every time I play Apex on my Xbox, it crashes. Why the fuck is your game so ass?
I hate live service games, man. They're just a plague.
They're really...
This is coming from the dude that's put at least a couple grand into a mobile game.
Oh my... I'm fucking
Cookie Run. He probably fucking plays Cookie Run.
No. Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle.
Cookie clicker.
Cookie Clicker. I would spend my money on Cookie Clicker.
I have put
look at
so much into Dokkan Battle. It's not even funny.
What's your opinion on Dragon Ball? What's it
fuck.
called?
Sparking Zero.
Oh,
Not Sparking Zero. What's it called? Legends? Not Legends. Not mobile game.
Dokkan Battle.
Dokkan Battle, not Dokkan Battle. The other one.
Legends.
Yeah, Legends. I'm pretty sure.
I liked Legends on release, but then it just became a grind. That's the thing I dislike the most about a lot of like games right now. Helldivers is a big component of this, where you can play for free in a sense. Granted, Helldivers you have to pay $40 to get the game, but then it is the grindiest thing ever, and you gotta literally play like 24/7 just to unlock the rest of the shit. Otherwise, you have to pay 10, 20, $30 just to get what should not be the biggest grind of your life. I feel like I need to spend more time doing that than I could do schoolwork just to get one fucking cosmetic item even. Like, it doesn't make sense. There's no point, and half the time they're not even that good, or they integrate into such a core mechanic of the game where you have to do it or just buy the damn thing. It's such bullshit.
it is really bullshit.
But yeah. There's a lot to kind of unpack with it. Because, like, I don't know. Games like freemium games, they have to make money somehow, but they prey on people with gambling addiction. They prey on people with kids, and it's just such asinine bullshit, man. I respect the hustle.
To pray to kids with cancer. Like Make-A-Wish. No, I'm thinking that fucking Make-A-Wish meme. Where the kid survives.
You're gonna have to kill
Shit.
again.
It's like, god damn it, we got another one! Alright, bring out the lethal injection.
It's so fucking crazy.
Christ.
Alright.
Okay, so then, what you guys think on games where it's with microtransactions?
Don't get me fucking started. Do not get me started.
See, the things that I would say they're shit, but at the same time, technically, Team Fortress 2 has plenty of microtransactions that you can do, so I can't really be
The
speaking too much.
thing is with that, like with TF2, is that you get something funny out of it. You could get a dildo.
And also, no, you can't. And also, to be fair, with that as well, you can. Items have value. There's an economy all around TF2, and if you don't like an item or you want money, you can sell it off, and you can get real money or keys that give you value.
Yeah, exactly. Like you basically.
But like other games, like for example, I don't mean to interrupt you, but like other games like Overwatch, yeah, sure, you could get a really cool Tracer skin, or anyone else, but you can't sell it. Or like if you can, it's more monotonous. It's not like as easy and simple and huge.
You have to sell your account, and in a sense, you're selling
Exactly.
your phone number.
If you have to sell your account, it's not very easy. You're definitely doing something wrong.
Yeah, no. The Overwatch scene is kind of ass, I won't lie.
Okay, so the thing about us, we don't like microtransactions, but we like gambling, okay? We like gambling. That's the moral of the story. We like gambling more.
Let's go gambling. Civilian dictatorship is a very interesting choice.
Let's go gambling. Let's go gambling. Oh my god, that's all I hear. Let's go gambling.
Let's go. I can't stop winning.
I can't stop winning. I can't stop winning. I'd be financially responsible.
99 gamblers quit before they win big.
I'm going to slit my wrists.
So if you have a microtransaction addiction, just gamble your money instead. You probably get it back.
Honestly, yeah.
It's even worse.
But I mean, at least you have the chance of coming ahead.
Yeah, Counter-Strike. It's kind of like gambling, but the thing is, like the thing with TF2, like the market, it has a marketplace.
Yep. They both have markets. Hell, if anything, they're both kind of like gambling. You're gambling your key away, which is paid like £1.99 for if you go to the market. You're stupid if you do. And then, oh shit, I wanted to get an unusual hat, yet I got this shitty fucking mercenary grade cosmetic. This is crap. I don't want it. It's only worth 10p on the market.
I only spent $1. I spent $1 on key on Team Fortress 2. I can't lie to you. I spent like I bought the starter pack for the dock, and then I bought the Christmas thingy, and I made like I made $20. I made $20.
Okay. Well, what's funny is like I've spent thousands on TF2. I can't even lie.
We need to get into rehab of gamblers.
Rehab.
What kind of rehab?
I'm not BoJack Horseman. Come on, man. I'm not that bad.
Rehab was meant to be a fresh start.
Rehab was supposed to be a fresh start, but no matter how many fresh starts I get, no one's the same. I am alone.
Damn.
Fucking. What happened in Malibu? Oh, the CSP wins the elections? Ooh. They're still fascist, though, right? They're still majority. No, a lot of it is authoritarian.
I don't know. I feel like gambling, like with the Star Wars Battlefront 2 2015, when they took out loot boxes from that game, I feel like that was a massive win, but nothing else happened because no one decided to skirt so close to the sun like they did.
Sadly.
Like, we could have probably easily gotten rid of, I don't know, half the fucking loot boxes we have today, but no, instead they realized how much of the economy that would break and how it hurt their actual bank accounts, and like, maybe we won't do it.
Overwatch removed their fucking loot boxes, and they made their game free just so they could sell the battle pass.
Yeah, and the battle pass. Here's the absolute worst part. Overwatch has the worst battle pass I've ever seen because you need to pay for it to get anything worth a damn. Otherwise, you're just getting a random voice clip. You're getting that everyone has, and you get credit, but the credit is non-usable because the items that they had the credit for are common items that you earn while just playing the game normally, and half the time, one item costs everything that you've already made. It's such bullshit. Overwatch is the worst loot box system.
Arguable.
You know what's funny? We made this joke before, but the community for the porn cares more about Overwatch than the
players. Because they're making a ton of money off it. The porn industry in general, especially like for animated ones, make so much money. It's scary.
It is scary. They make 10,000.
I will say this: if you're good at art, you make porn. Like that's how it is. People will pay you so much to make them degenerate.
Pyrocynical will send you his entire life insurance.
So I'm Pyrocynical. Listen, I will send you 50,000 USD for this commission. Yes.
That's why I told my friends that are artists. I'm like, I tell them every day. I'm like, hey, if you're an artist, you know how to draw. Go to Twitter, say that you're commissioning for furries, and they'll charge you. They'll charge you good. They'll charge you good money. And to be honest, I can't lie to you. Furries got money, okay? If they spend thousands of dollars on those fursuits.
Yeah, that's so scary, bro.
That's the life hack. You become a furry and then you get money.
Funny.
Fucking being a furry is expensive. Like I know, I knew someone that works at fucking Walmart, and they're a furry, and they drop in bands.
Damn.
on fursuits. That's crazy. It's an expensive hobby. I see.
Popcorners.
We support furries, okay? We support cosplayers and.
Don't lie. He's a liar. He's lied to me. He's lied to me.
He's lied about me.
He's lied to me.
I don't understand the hate with furries. It's just cosplaying.
Let's get back to video games.
Yeah. Let's be so honest. Like, I like how you say, "Oh yeah, let's do video games. Let's do this, do that." Yeah, it never works.
That
I
works.
I okay. Growing up, what did you guys gravitate more towards, video game wise?
Oh shit. Let me put that stream back on. That was kind of an accident. Anyway, like game wise when I was younger, that's a good question. I'll be very honest. When I was younger, I gravitated more because of what YouTubers were streaming and playing, and then I was like, "Oh, these are cool." And I guess gameplay is like a big one, but like Garage Mod was a fundamental start of my gaming, like
Yeah.
involvement. Especially like Venturian Tale,
Oh my god, I miss them.
Emma, yeah, like Vanos, yeah, I was gonna say yeah, Vanos, Venturian Tale, Bob Wade, bless those two, Yummy Mash, Jacksepticeye Markiplier, all of those fellas together, just, it's classic.
Do you think who we watched growing up impacted our gaming tastes?
I'd argue,
Yes.
I'd argue so. Makes sense. Just chassis.
Space, what about you?
For me, I would say YouTubers I watch, but also games that I watch my siblings played. Like Saints Row 2, I talked about saying that I watched my sister played, and it's just I played it myself, and it became one of my favorite games of all time. Oh, and then when I started watching, when I found out about YouTube, I started watching Venos Gaming, Flippy, very old YouTuber. But he makes Saints Row content, and I always loved him. Mister, I think Thank Godzilla, he's a good one for Saints Row. And then I was like exploring now with like Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, and the classic YouTubers, PewDiePie and stuff.
Oh
And
yeah.
they got me more into games. They got me more into horror games and just like silly internet games. They got me more into it. And I basically branched out after that. I started watching Lemon Gaming, Mr. I forgot his name, Watch Yourself, and like so many other
I
labels.
know. I personally never liked Mesh Yourself. Like the earlier Mesh Yourself, yeah, fair enough. But like, I don't know, just something about him just really put me off.
Really?
No, never was
For
a big
me,
fan.
he wasn't a big fan. But like Smosh Gaming, oh my god, I used to
Oh,
watch
Smash.
Smosh Gaming so much because the way that they made like the way they played games and made fun of like making jokes and stuff generally like was so fun. And that's what I loved about like Van O's crew. Like they would play games, like they would take games seriously, and they would be popping like the most craziest fucking joke you ever heard.
Everyone's going to Civil War.
Yeah.
What about you guys?
I think the game or the people I watched growing up definitely impacted my gaming taste because like I watched especially
I feel like
past
honestly,
few years of high school, so like 2016 through 2020 or 2015 even, I watched Achievement Hunter, so I watched Minecraft, GTA, and that got me back into like multiplayer games, and their Lasso playthrough got me back to want to play Halo. So I definitely would say and attribute them to a lot of it. And then like watching Markiplier, Bob Wade all playing games together and seeing what they get into and all that definitely had an impact on my taste as a video game connoisseur.
kind
Um,
of.
but like the downfall to a lot of that becomes at what point is your taste and what point is their influence fully on you, I think. Like, are you playing it because they played it, or are you playing because you actually like it? And
Yeah.
that's kind of why I stopped playing games for a while. Like, I didn't touch video games from I'd say Black Ops 2 till about 2028 or 2018 is when I started playing games again, like a lot. So whenever Black Ops, so like 2015, 2000 to 2018, I didn't really play that many games, but I mainly watched like creepypastas and whatnot. So
Which is very fair.
I like for me, a lot of creepypastas took over because then you get games like Pokemon, where you get all those where they have online aspects to them, but they're not online centric games. And I think that's what gravitated me a little bit towards them as someone that does not like Pokemon games. So I think that's kind of a big bit for me. Was just that option of having online there, but not it as a. It was a feature, not a mode, you know?
Yeah.
Because, like, if you look at Dragon Ball Xenoverse 1 and 2, you can play with people, and it, like, doing co-op with friends, and that's where multiplayer, I think, kind of, it has a sweet spot, is if it can, how much of it's co-op and how much of it is, like, a whole different mode, when it becomes what we kind of identify as multiplayer.
Which is very fair.
That is fair. That is fair.
Oh, and the Spanish.
Speaking of multiplayer games that are like try to do that co-op / multiplayer feel, what y'all think about Destiny?
Don't get me started. I used to be addicted.
No. Let's get into it. I'll get you revved up, Space. I'll rev you.
Oh god. I love Destiny 2 where it's at when it came with Forsaken. I genuinely love the story that it gave you for the DLC Forsaken. That was such a good DLC. But then they ruined the fucking game after it became free to play. Literally everything you can do that was literally free when you bought the game is now on fucking paywalls. Oh, you want to do a dungeon for a DLC that literally came with the game? Oh, guess what? You have to spend $20 for it.
Scholarship.
It's like, fuck it out. The battle pass system. The battle pass system. I didn't buy the season pass. Why the fuck do we have a battle pass? And I hate it so much. I really love when the game was generally so fun to play with. Now you have to spend at least fucking $300 just to enjoy the game fully because everything's behind a paintwall. They remove anything that you could play free just to fucking bring out shitty DLCs. I'm sorry. If you're playing Destiny 2,
Damn it, now I have to get timestamp for this.
Oh, definitely.
That was 57. Okay, that's the first beep of the video.
Jesus.
it's always me dude.
It's always you causing me to beep shit, Space.
You should you should keep the K in it so people know what I'm talking about. Keep the K in it.
Yes. Keep a bit of the reason I have to censor it.
I'm gonna talk to
It'd be funny.
At that point, I should just leave it in completely.
You should just leave it.
Space, you know I would.
But we don't even have a fan base at the moment. We're not gonna get canceled.
I was gonna say, we really don't.
Alright, fine then. I won't go and beep it out.
Yes.
Even better.
Okay, so then Barry, Jake, what about you? What would you say was Jack? Fuck. What would you go with for like childhood games?
Garry's Mods, that's the big one. And then for like other ones, Ghost Simulator, and also probably there's definitely others. Like mainly like Wii games are there. I don't know. There's definitely a ton of games out there that I can think of. Yeah, I can't really. I don't know.
So
I love.
Then here's something for both of you. Obviously, games have a lot of, especially back in the day, they had a lot of love put back into them and whatnot, up until a certain point. But do you think it takes more skill to make a single-player game or a multiplayer game?
Multiplayer.
Okay. Elaborate.
Because we're single player, you need a simple world the player, which is you, and for that aspect, that's all you really need for the most part. And then you need bots to be put around so you have interactability, and obviously you'll either have weapons or crafting systems or anything that you really need for a single player interactive game. You don't need a server or a system to where more people could join. Multiplayer, though, you need a system and a server in order to actually get more people into it, because it's much harder to put more players into a space than just one person. You get what I mean?
Yeah. Space, what about you?
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to go with the opposite.
Mm.
Single player games, I think it's more complex because you need to write a full script. You need years to literally rate dialogue to make sure it's perfect and it's in line. You need a beautifully written story at times, maybe, or
Not
you want to.
necessarily.
It's silly. You need good gameplay. You need good actors, and you also need good publicity. Publicity. I guess.
Publicity. Yeah, but see, you say that in the sense of a good game. With a simple game, you don't need any of that for the most
Yes.
part.
Okay. But single players games are mostly story games half of the time. Um, Story games you need story, you need like I said,
Oh,
crafting.
no shit, it's just kind of the fundamental part.
For a
But then
single
there's
player game, you need a single player. Multiplayer,
You
you
need
have
a
multiple
good game
players.
in a multi-space.
but the thing is, like, there's also games where characters don't speak. There's those games where it's like, yeah, they cheap out because they don't want to fucking cast a voice actor. But then again, it's like, oh my god, they're me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
See, I
feel
feel like
connected to
yeah.
you mental for the character. You genuinely need a good main character so you can generally have a good connection with it. That's what makes single player so games so special because you can either A, fall in love with your main character and understand them, or B, they'll be so shitty you wish your main character just fucking kill themselves.
Yeah, but also at the same time, with silent protagonists, it depends how they use them. For example, with Subnautica, they use it really well. The the person doesn't speak. I feel like it just, I don't know. I feel like it makes it better the way they use it. With Half Life 2, they use it as kind of like a pun. They kind of use this little punching bag. Oh, you've a few words, aren't you? And other such lines from the characters.
I feel like it
Yeah,
can be done with a good writer at the helm, but otherwise it can either, like, a good writer can make anything great, but a clever writer can make anything work.
Oh yeah.
that's the thing.
Especially if you have an actor who like puts his heart and soul into that position.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because you take like any of the Pokemon games or even Link, for example, they really want you to feel like you are the character. And I
yeah.
feel like they do really well with that for the most part. Like,
But then there's character creation systems in the game.
yeah.
You have to like basically add in a bunch of like things that people want to customize the character with, like Saints Row 3 and Saints Row or GT Online or basically like I said Cyberpunk. Open world games where they let you customize your characters. Those are probably my favorite parts because I want to make a character that doesn't look like me, but has something that I imagined my character would look like in this fantasy world. That's why I like games like D&D because you can create your own character, but you can also live in a fantasy world. And main characters having your own main character, being one solid character, or even two, depending if you pick the gender of your character. Like in Resident Evil, you can be Leon Kennedy, and the story will be completely different. Or you can be Claire in Redfield, and your story would be completely different too. But you both will fall in the same area at the end of the game. Or in Saints Row 1 and 2, literally, if you pick whatever gender, you're literally just the same fucking person,
It's
no matter
fun.
what. But with Cyberpunk, you pick the female character, you can do different things that male character can't. Or there's also, romance options that you aren't allowed to do as certain genders of characters. And then there's, what's it called? And there's the online games that let you create your own characters. What's your opinions on that?
Where you can create your own character. See, some games like Fallout, New Vegas, where you can, or rather, all Fallout games for the most part, actually no, yeah, for the whole part, where you make your own characters and their attributes and how good they can be. And I really appreciate that because not only can you make them look pretty, but also how they act and how they are actually. Just, I don't know. I like it for that. But with other games where you can kind of make your own character, I don't know. Like for example, like Sonic, like I think it was like Sonic Forces.
Yeah.
Like, just it's shit. And
it's so bad.
It's always ugly. It's ugly. It's horrible.
It's OC the character in the worst degree.
Oh yeah.
Chris Chan would have loved it.
Yeah, it's kind of like fan service.
He did.
And 9 times out of 10, fan service is not good.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
For me, creative characters are very good depending on what the game is. Like GTA Online, it works because it gets to be you, but then you get games like Oblivion where you gotta tell a tale of a new character, or you get, like you mentioned, Fallout, where you get to make your own character, go on an adventure, and you get to express in the world how you want to act, and it has consequences. Like all these mechanics we talked about together make really good games, but especially nowadays, the customizations we get are being limited more and more. Like a good example, look at Halo Reach, the original armor customization versus Halo Infinite. You can't choose the armor colors, so you have to go through these skins and these presets. You can't really have a whole lot of control. There's still a good amount, but not enough, or even comparable to what we used to have back in the day. Because you could get wacky. You could take that shit to unrealistic expectations. I mean, hell, Moist Critical did that in one of his streams forever ago. And it's so interesting. But
it is interesting.
We are approaching the hour and 10-minute mark.
Yes!
So, any final thoughts you guys might have on single player versus multiplayer games?
I have one. Fuck Michael Traxxas. Michael.
Fuck Michael Trans.
Michael Trans? Well, fuck you! Michael could be trans if he wants to be! You can't choose his body, it's his right, goddammit!
Yeah, we're not gonna have a career after this one.
I know. But I will also say, in fairness, at the end of the day, it's just really up to the person who's playing it. If you'd rather play with a multitude of people in a game, and you'd rather focus more on gameplay and less on story, like, then yeah, go right for it. Good for you. Or, like, you know, but just too. But if you rather have a more significant, like, story and gameplay, I'd say go with single player, personally. Like, again, I will say, Cry Fear, Chaos, Dying Light has both features. So technically the same with Cry Fear, but no one plays unless you get VPN. And just other games like that have a really good single player like, story and gameplay.
Yeah.
They're all fantastic.
Besides fucking microtransaction, space.
Microtransactions.
What else for you?
Well, since this is ending on a high note, I just want to say that video games sometimes can be beautiful things, and video games can be important to some person's life. But then again, if you're Destiny 2 and you say it's important, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
Nothing changed.
Ending on a high note. Get the fuck out of here.
Get out! Get out! Get out!
If you're a Destiny 2 player, do me a favor, grab your gun and fuck it!
Wow, I
fuck your gun? That sounds painful.
They already do. They probably got sticks up for their ass so you can see it through the top of their head. But
put the barrel up there.
For me, I think single player and multiplayer games have their strengths and weaknesses, but all too often, you can tell what the company wants more profit-wise, depending on how the multiplayer turns out. and you can tell when there's a real creative force in the studio, depending on how both are integrated with each other, aka like Elden Ring. But if you are a scumbag, multiplayer having game with microtransactions, and you lie to your fan base and try to play God, Helldiver devs, go fuck yourselves. You are some of the shittiest people. You lie, you try to play God, and no one likes it, and then you have to bitch out your decisions a week later, and it drags everything out because of your own fucking dumb decisions, and then you go and blame Sony for why your game's failing. You had and can still have one of the best fucking games, or not best, but most popular games, and instead you decide to shit on it and defecate on it like people do to Hitler's fucking corpse. Like, I don't think any dude in the history of mankind gets dragged through the mud more than him, rightfully so, but like, genuinely, I don't get why game developers decide. Like, I get why they do because of publisher, but if you're doing a story-driven game, it needs all the time in the world and needs to be fleshed out enough to feel correct, not be treated like a multiplayer game. Ubisoft, go fuck yourselves. And if you're doing a multiplayer-centric game, you need to make sure your servers are up and running. You got to make sure that your community is going to be able to support, and that you're willing to be supportive of your community, and not just want to butt fuck it in the ass.
That was a high note.
That was beautiful. That made me cry.
I bet it did.
Then the early 2000s had better games. Single player and multiplayer, I'll die on that hill. Well, early 2010s had better multiplayer games.
2000s to early 2010s to mid that just had better games overall.
We had good games up until 2014, which is when Destiny 1 released.
Nah, kinda.
That's
like,
fucking crazy.
Consistently.
Yeah, consistently, yeah.
Now it's like once in a blue moon, where it's
Ooh,
like...
good game. Hey, you like this? You like this? Mm-hmm. See, we put kind of effort into this by accident. Look.
We actually had someone on the dev team that gave a shit, guys.
It was kind of an accident. He got fired, though.
And then the studio shut down.
I never did. 9 million times a day!
I just casually caused sexual harassment in the workplace, you know?
Crazy.
What the Sigma? Well, if you're egotistical and you really like playing video games, play multiplayer games.
Play Destiny 2.
Play Destiny 2. You'll fit right in.
With the rest of the assholes.
We just throw Destiny 2 under the bus the entire time. But
fuck Destiny 2, it deserves it. It deserves the hate. Alright, that's it.
Thank y'all for watching. See y'all in the next one. Thank you for listening.
Definitely enjoyed this one.
I'm not real, guys. Bye.